So if we could pull that off, I think that'll be, that'll be good. Otherwise, I've worked with some guys on potentially filling that void with some stuff that I've written. So we'll see. Just depends. The new project is going to be kind of a weird it'll be a weird one, I think. I'm not sure how that's going to come out. If we're going to do it live, we've talked about if we do it live, we'll be completely unnamed
That would be sweet. Just
and go like the darkened masks and that stuff. Um,
I gotta send you some clips for what I have recorded for the first half of Cremation Society. I think you're gonna be interested in the variety of tone.
yeah,
I definitely use a lot of the Kevin method of like dialing in my guitar tone. Like once you told
yeah,
me what to do to dial it in, I've kind of adopted that, and I was like, I like the way this sounds, and went from there. So, but Cremation is weird because we have some like super dark doomy stuff that I've let you listen to. There are some like bright, happy like interludes. But me and Lucas have been having a lot of fun with it because we were like, okay, it's gonna be metal, but we don't want it to be just death metal, just black metal, just doom metal. Like
yeah,
we want people to go to the next song and be like, oh, that's different. And be like, yeah,
yeah.
that was the point of it. We're not writing it for everyone else. It's literally just a project for us. And if people like it, fuck yeah. If people don't, my bad.
That's what we were kind of like. Chris and I have kind of been talking about too. Like, we want to write stuff that's like I like general overall dissonance. Like what makes tension in music to me is your ear naturally wants to resolve. It wants to hear a major chord. It wants to hear completion. And when you don't give your ear that, and you don't have that note that your brain wants to hear, it creates kind of tension in your mind. And that's kind of like the mindset that I want to kind of write some stuff in, and is to kind of have that dissonance, and it creates kind of ugliness, but it's not ugly. Like you could write
Yeah.
really cool stuff, but it never gives your brain that completion. So your brain always kind of wants that next note, but you don't give it to it. So it's kind of like that. I want to write stuff like that, and it's just weird.
One of the things I've been trying to do with
But it's
Cremation.
like you said, it's not for the people that are, you're either going to get it or you're not.
Yeah. And it's all going to depend on your listening style. That's one of the things, like,
Yeah.
one of the things I've been trying to do with Cremation, because, like, I'm still young at guitar and I have very much to learn. But, like, I've been trying to, like, snag a couple spots. Like, hopefully trying to get, like, Carl onto a song where basically what we're doing with Cremation is we wrote the songs out and each song has a basic description. And basically what we're doing is we're saying, this is the type of emotion that this song needs to evoke. Let's write it that way. So I've been trying to just, like, that's kind of how we've been doing it, but I still feel like I want to have a few guest spots where it's not just me, because I'm stuck and limited to, like, a specific style. So, like, if I could get someone, you or Carl, or even both of you guys, to jump on a different song, to be like, here's the song, here's a brief description, write a guitar part on how you think that feels, and we'll finish the rest type of deal. Because I don't want it to be, the point of it is it's mostly vocalist stuff. So
Yeah.
I want the sound of the music to invoke those emotions. So, like, the opening song for the album is supposed to invoke that, like, emotion of acceptance and, like, feeling good about yourself, where the next song is, like, super dark and gross. Yeah, me and Lucas, when we started discussing what we wanted Cremation Society to be, very quickly realized that this was not going to be for a lot of people. Because you know as well as I do, metal guys want to listen to a metal album. They don't want to listen to this concept of sound. They don't give a fuck about that. They just want to hear you play CGFBA
I
900
think that's the
times.
point. I think it depends on what what the people like to listen to. I think people are more open to exploring different genres and stuff nowadays than they used to be, though.
I would say kind of, but not so much. I feel like people are more accepting of music inside a specific genre versus people being more accepting of like bringing in new sound to a genre. Everyone's like, well, thrash metal should sound like thrash metal. Well, one of my current favorite thrash bands is Municipal Waste. I fucking love them. But people are like, no, Metallica is thrash and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, Metallica was good 20 years ago. Have you listened to 72 Seasons?
It's terrible.
I fucking hated it. I haven't even gotten through half of the album and I've tapped out. I was like, this is bad.
I've listened to the 2 songs or whatever it was that they released on the thing, and that's enough for me to be like, that's hot garbage.
Kevin, why
So,
are you sending me guitars?
you should buy that. That's a U.S. Schecter.
I don't
You're a
know.
Schectard.
Oh god, that is a really nice raw PT too. Fuck you, bro. I fucking
It's from the 80s.
dude. That's sick,
And it's not that badly priced.
dude. I found a concept. So you know the that like wild ass looking bass they have. Someone has an original version of that in 6-string guitar, like an early demo model, and they want $700 for it. And I have been so fucking tempted. Here, let me fucking send it. Let me fucking send it to you because it is sick. I sent it to Schecter for verification, and they verified.
Oh, yeah?
They verified it being legit. It is a fucking 1-of-1 guitar.
Nice.
Before they changed it. I fucking sent it to you.
Buy it?
I fucking want to. It's like $700 because it's a guitar that they designed as a 6-string. And early Schecter, before they became like baseball neck Schecter, cut it, and then they turned it into a bass, and then it is a current bass. But that was like the rerun of that model, and it is fucking sick. Like, it's just raw and fucking nice. The only thing it needs is the guy has really heavy strings, so I'd need to buy a Graphtec nut and have fucking somebody install it and get it shaved down. But you're right, I have become a Schectard. I love my Schecters. The closest thing I've found to love towards Schecters has been my Fender project. But I think it's because I bought that with the idea that, like, I was going to have fun like it was the 80s and hot rod that shit out. And it's...
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is kind of cool and fun and different. Like...
That's kind of what I want. I keep like, eyeing up, you know, like, Charvels and stuff, because I'm like, I want an 80s Super Strat. Floyd Rose. Single pickup.
Dude, I would have to say, if you can't find something in that route, and you'd be willing to give the modern Schecters a shot, my Sun Valley Shredder is a fucking amazing guitar.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much difference there would be between my $1,000 Schecters and, like, the Sun Valley Super Shredder $1,500 line, but it is substantially noticeable. The only thing I hate is mine needs a new pickguard, and Schecter doesn't sell them, so I need to get pickguard material and cut it myself, and I don't know if I'm fucking ready to do all that shit.
Yeah.
But if you can find one at the price, like you said, Guitar Center has one, like, I could flip mine. Like, they're a $1,500 guitar. Why Guitar Centers is so cheap, I have not a clue. It's what, Seafoam Green?
Yeah, Seafoam. Yeah.
Mine is Lamborghini Orange, the Lambo Orange. And I did it that way, one, because, well, Bree bought it for me, unexpectedly. I showed it to her, I was like, if I ever get in Holdfast, this is the color I want to use, because it's like the perfect Celtic punk band color. It's that, like, Celtic bright orange with flake in it, so it's rightfully flashy and will look great on stage. And she bought it for me without me even fucking, like asking for her to do it, and I was like, oh goddamn, like this guitar is sick. I had Mario set it up, made it 10,000 times better. And the upside is, so mine came with upgrades. Bree paid like $500. She offered him 500. He took it. It came with the Seymour Duncan distortions and the fucking the locking Floyd Rose system.
Yeah.
So, which is super cool because right now I have it set to only dive because that's all I do.
Yeah.
But to have that ability to go full float. Like, Kevin, I like the guitar so much, I've been torn on buying a backup one in orange in case something ever happened to it. It's the first guitar I've ever bought where I was like, holy fuck, this thing is great. Like, the neck thickness is so fucking, for me, it's perfect. Actually, I would put the neck thickness on par with your OD. Like, right in that range. Super comfortable. Yeah. Not too thick, not too thin, because I find my Japanese Rose, I think it's a little too thin for me. I'm not 100% comfortable with it. But the Sun Valley Shredder line is, I mean, the next step up for that is the US-made California Shredders, and they run the same neck. The only difference is it runs a humbucker and 2 singles instead of 2 humbuckers. And they paint, instead of painting those, they're all raw top.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't even get to check it out. I just saw it. I was like, that's a cool looking guitar.
I haven't seen the Seafoam Green in person. Like, my orange is super vibrant. Does that keep the same, like, vibrancy?
I like the Charvels just because they come in that slime green. I was place in my heart for a slime green guitar with a black pickguard.
One of my favorite guitars ever, but I'll never buy because I heard Deans are garbage. The fucking Dimebag Darrell fucking slime green.
Yeah.
Such a cool guitar. That's somebody I wish I can go back and see him play live.
I saw Dimebag Darrell play too.
Fuck you. With Pantera or?
Yeah, with Pantera. I saw Pantera, Slayer, and Static X play together.
Dude, the current version of Static X I think is good. I don't think they're that bad. As a guy who's not a huge Static X fan, they're doing the band justice for sure. Yeah, I didn't know you got to see Dime play live. Fuck you. See, like, half the people I think are fucking great on guitar are all fucking dead. And not even close to the genre of music I play. Though I will say, where credit is due, Sammy from Creator, he is insane. I didn't realize that Sammy did 90% of Creator's solos. Though, seeing them all play live, and seeing your the Exvios, I really want one. I either want an X. Yeah. I either want one of those or a fucking Warrior so bad. I love that fucking shaped guitar.
So mine's custom made.
Well, fuck you. Also, I've never even seen yours in person.
It's been here.
I know, but like even at Sneedfest, I got to play your OD. Your Strand, which that's a different experience, not in a bad way. The neck is definitely unique and takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
Your other headless was that the Sturvan?
Which one?
The Sturvan, whatever your other headless was. Yeah, that was a super comfortable guitar to play. And then after I left your house that day when you trained, like you were helping me learn shit, I looked up the price and I'm like, well, can't afford one of those.
Yeah, those are really nice. They're built to order, though.
Yeah. But they're fucking, it was super comfortable. Which
I buy them, like, when they have runs, and they do, like, 10 or 12 at a time. You get them for significantly cheaper.
And I love the color in that guitar, but I think out of all the guitars I've seen from you, my favorite one feel-wise, though I didn't fully play it, was the Artites, or the Titties. That guitar is fucking great.
Oh yeah, because they're not wood, so they have no, they don't give a shit.
and you're OD, but I cannot afford an OD, so that thing is a fucking, that is a work of art. I would be afraid to even fucking, I would be afraid to even gig that shit.
Yeah, I was debating playing that when we do the whatever, the battle of the best.
What is your main guitar for playing live? Is it your headless?
Generally, I play the Aristides, the yellow one, yeah. And Symptoms, I generally play either the Pink Flying V or the Roars, which is the Raider.
Wait, you have a Pink Flying V?
Yeah, it's from a company called Aviator.
Dude, you have so many goddamn guitars. I think I've only seen like fucking 3 of them. I've seen your OD. I've seen your titties. I've seen your Strand.
Well,
I've seen your Les Paul.
2, 3, 4. I have 5 Aristides.
You do?
Yeah, I have a green one.
I think I've only seen the bright ass green one, or like the fucking fluorescent like yellow colored one.
The fluorescent green one has a head. The fluorescent orange one has a headstock. Those are both 7s. The fluorescent yellow is headless. And then I have a bright red one that is a 6-string.
I don't remember which one you had out when I came over for...
I tried to play the yellow one live.
Which is the one you normally have the Pikachu cap on, isn't it?
What's that?
That's the one you normally have, like, the knitted Pikachu cap on. Yeah, because that's the one you played when we seen you live, when we showed up after that episode of the podcast to support you guys.
Yeah, that's the, you have 4 of those. I don't even remember. 1. Hold on, let me look at the case.
Bro, you have a problem if you don't remember how many...
Hold on. Green, orange, red, yellow. Green, orange, red, yellow. Oh, that was a Strandberg. My bad. 4 Aristides. 2 Strandbergs. Yeah, I have a problem.
Yeah, you might have a little bit of a problem. I mean, Kevin, I have my bass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 guitars now. When I came over to your house, I owned 2.
I got a bass.
I think I have 17.
Yeah, I'm 10 away from you, brother. No, shit, no, I
also
have...
have
I have 10 guitars. I'm 7 away from you. I didn't count the Jackson. And I'll have 11 guitars when I buy my Breedlove artist guitar, which is gonna be super nice. I'm buying that in full Koa Koa. I'm doing Koa Koa top, pine bottom,
Oh, nice.
Koa Koa sides, mahogany neck, and a rosewood fretboard, because I like when you get nice rosewood with a good figure. Ebony fretboard. Yeah. I haven't really noticed a difference between my ebony fretboards and my rosewood. I really like the raw maple fretboard on the Fender, but I just...
Those are nice, yeah. It feels soft.
Yeah. And super slick.
Yeah.
The upside is out of my trade is the guy who owned this Fender must have not have liked the original nickel frets, because it has stainless steel frets on it.
So somebody refretted it?
Yeah, somebody refretted it.
Wow, that's an expensive job.
Yeah, but whatever.
That's like a $300 job.
Yep, fucking, that's their loss, not mine.
How do you know they're stainless?
You can tell comparing them to my ERT stainless and my, like, standard nickels that I have. None of the copper shows through or anything.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, my ERT headless that I bought, I've been really enjoying that guitar. I'm not super comfortable on the neck because of the multi-compound radius, the thin C to wide C, but I love playing it, mainly because it's light. And it's such a good guitar. It's a good guitar to just sit down and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go 4, 3, 2, 1, and just like it's a great practice guitar, and that's what I use it for. I use it in my house to play Rocksmith. It's basically always on a stand. It's something quick I can grab. It's not one of my expensive things. And to be honest, I paid $200. It has a swamp ash body, a fucking, it's just a poplar burl top, but it looks cool. Stainless steel frets, rosewood fretboard, and a 7-piece maple neck. Like, if you were to go buy that somewhere else, that'd be thousands of dollars. Right? As soon as you said stainless steel frets, they'd be like, okay, this is what it is. And the one thing I did a new setup on it, fresh strings. One thing I didn't know is I pulled the pickups out because I was curious to see what they were branded. They are whole-ass branded Gibson. They have a Gibson logo stamped into the bottom of them, and the Gibson serial number checks out with Gibson parts. So whatever Chinese factory works out of has to be Gibson's, like, knockoff Epiphone factory. So it has legitimate Gibson pickups. I'm not a huge fan of them. They don't really give me the desired tone I'm looking for, but it's a good guitar overall. Like, I would gig it. If I were to gig that guitar, no one would fucking know how much it costs. It sounds great when you throw a little bit of distortion on it. It's a little
for sure.
It's a little warm, like a vintage Gibson when it's clean. And, well, you know, you have a vintage Gibson with the, I don't know if yours is humbuckers, the covered humbuckers, but, like, it has that warm vintage tone to it that you don't expect out of a headless, but
yeah.
Hell, I got Lucas turned on to fucking Schecter. He had the 5-string Schecter bass, 5-string baritone level fucking Schecter, and it sounds so good and it is so nice to play. It's like, Lucas, yours is what, a 7-piece neck as well, or an 8-piece neck? I think it's maple and mahogany. Dude, that fucking the best part about his bass is the fact that you can play it active or kick the switch up and play it fucking passive.
That's cool. Yeah, like those active EQs are awesome to have.
I was kind of scared because I've seen you guys in the guitar chat shitting on active EMGs. Like,
I really like the EMG 5766 set. I think they're great pickups.
So
I don't like Fishmans.
So I had a set of Fishman Fluence in my or not my in my, when you first came over, my Epiphone Explorer I bought. The biggest downside of that guitar is I'm not a huge fan of ultra chunky necks. I would love to have an Explorer that doesn't have an ultra chunky neck, but I'm not a fan of Jackson's Kelly. I don't like the over-exaggerated points of that guitar, but that neck profile is fucking amazing. But I don't... You have a vintage Gibson. I know you told me about it. I didn't play it. That's the only thing out of my experience playing that I haven't touched yet is a true vintage Gibson. Like, if I've had a chance to pick it up with my little bit of knowledge I have, and someone lets me play it, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of, oh, God, the guy in the guitar chat, I guess he's like a music teacher or whatever, he has the fucking gorgeous red and gold Music Man.
Who's that? That's,
Oh, God. Fucking, he looks like a younger version of Mario. Fuck me. He came over very, like, fucking classically trained. But he had...
Austin.
Yeah, he has that vintage, or the really nice, like, red and gold Music Man. He let me play that for a little bit. It felt nice, but for me, it didn't feel like I could constitute paying that much for it. There's just something about it that didn't feel right. So I've got to play his Music Man, which I figured that shit was probably more expensive than anything I've played, besides holding your guitars. I think you may
Yeah,
be. I think you
I
may be
haven't-
the most expensive person's guitars I've ever fucked with.
Good.
Well,
Keep it that
no,
way.
no. At BCR Music, I played one of the PRS wood shops. And to be honest, compared to the Mark Holcomb, I don't understand why those guitars are $15,000.
Because people go nutty over those tops.
But don't get me wrong, they're gorgeous, and like the stained flame maple necks are gorgeous, but that's not $15,000 worth of money for me. Like,
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you know, is the difference between the OD and, you know, like a Schecter? Is it 5? Is it 3 times? No, but it's also at the point that you get to where you're like picking what you want in the piece. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
so that's what I'm doing with Moon Guitars. I'm working with him and getting to a point where I'm comfortable, and I'm gonna get a guitar built in my neck profile with my setup, the radius I want, with the body I want, and I have a feeling it's probably gonna feel like the perfect guitar for me. Will I ever gig it live? Probably not. It'll probably be like you, like the OD. You're like, well, I have it. Do I want to gig it? Maybe. Like, do I want to just have it because it feels right to me? Will it make, when it, like, the thing I look at it is, will it be a guitar I use in the studio? Probably, absolutely. Will it be a, will,
I mean, it's like buying a custom car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's ever gonna want exactly what you want.
yeah. But the thing is like, holding your OD and strumming it even unplugged, I found that guitar super comfortable. Like, the neck profile was great,
Yeah.
the radius was great, but I know someone like Carl, who's used to playing guitar on baseball bats, isn't gonna like it. Like, he wasn't even a fan of the Holcomb neck. He thought my Holcomb neck was too thin. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, Kevin. So, here's a random question,
Yep.
and this is for all of us. What's a modern band running right now that you wish you can see that you haven't had a chance to?
I haven't seen Archspire yet. I'd love to see them.
Ooh, bro. Me and Josh were hooked on Archspire for a while. They are so good. And their singer is absolutely batshit crazy.
But I haven't seen on Death either, so you know those would be 2.
You got 2. I mean, you can keep naming more. For me, now that you say it, Archspire definitely would be sick. I would like to see Mark Holcomb in any sense in any one of the bands he works with. So, like, I would like to go see a show that is full on, like, not just metal, like Ocean's 8. I would love, absolutely love to go see Ocean's 8 Alaska. Yeah. Mainly because the drummer in me knows that Chris is one of the best modern drummers of all time. And another one for me, gonna seem random, Lamb of God. I got
I've never seen her.
so get this, Kevin. I was 16 years old and I opened for Lamb of God at the fucking Croc Rock.
Where
But-
they burned the priest then?
Oh, I think it was early Lamb of God, Ashes of the Wake. I think they were testing at that time. You gotta remember, I'm only 30. I'm only 32.
So it was after Burn the Priest.
Yes. But, like, so because I was underage and the rules were so strict, we had to play our set and leave. Like,
That's cool.
but I got to meet Chris. Chris was a great guy. His brother's great. Fucking the lead singer, he's super chill. Like, he spent most of the time hanging out with other bands and even Lamb of God. But I never got to see him play, and I would love to. And I wanted to go see him play at Hershey, and I was like, I don't want to pay that much to be 9 miles from the fucking stage. Lamb of God is a big one. And the biggest one for me, like number 1 on my list, Vatan. I would love to see a full production Vatan show.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But they
I
don't
get it.
they don't tour here a lot. Period.
Coming to the U.S. sucks.
Especially when you want to light the fucking stage on fire all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, score her off, you know, about that.
But yeah, like, big, like, absolutely on my list. I would call off work or get fired to go see Baytan. I would like to see Metallica, too. I've never seen Metallica, but if I'm going to do it, I want to be in the pit, and I want to experience
I
Metallica.
think I've seen it 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that pre-$1,000 tickets, or?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Josh, Lucas, band you want to absolutely see that's still currently active?
Well, definitely Ocean's 8 Alaska. Because I will stand and die on a hill that Chris is by far the best modern drummer. Nobody.
I wouldn't argue with that at all. Could you imagine if Chris and Tossin made a band together?
Well, he's also kind of a fill-in a little bit with a couple other bands. Nick Nocturnal's band Termina, they're not going live, but if they did, that'd be pretty dope to see.
Also, I want to see fucking Howard live. I don't care if it's with Killswitch Engage. I don't care if it's with one of his side projects. I want to hear Howard sing live so bad.
I've seen both Howard and Jesse.
Oh, fuck you, okay? Stop being old, Kevin. How many times are we gonna go? How many times are we gonna go through this?
Boston.
Stop being old when tickets were like
my
50
God.
cents.
Like, yeah, I mean, we used to eat breed all the time. Back when they were good. Back before, like, that's the other one. There's a band called Death Threat. It's all, like, members that couldn't hack it with Hatebreed.
I'd also like to see Amity Affliction live.
Oh, they were great.
Mic on.
That band that Lucas got to see live over us that I was super sad about because I fucking love Amity. Amity has a soft spot in my heart. I think they're a great band. I like their mix of hardcore and like punk rock. And Lucas got to see them, and that's the only thing I asked. I was like, Lucas, please. I think that was the most specific thing I asked. I was like, Lucas, please tell me how Amity Affliction is live. Like, he didn't even listen to Amity until I put him on to Amity Affliction. Like, so fucking good.
Yeah. Who else would there be? I'm trying to think of who I haven't seen. I mean, I've never, like I said,
You've checked some off of my list. Exodus. I would love to see Exodus live.
I've seen Exodus.
I would love
Exodus
to. I would love to see Exodus live. I would love to see Dark Funeral live.
I've seen Dark Funeral, yeah.
I want-
Testament is fantastic live.
Dude, I fucking missed the show when they came back and they played in West Virginia. It was like an hour drive from here, and I was like, fuck me. And it was just them by themselves, and I was like, I would love to see Testament live.
Testament is one of the tightest bands ever.
Have you got... do you listen to Volbeat at all, or is that too soft for your listening?
I've seen Volbeat twice now.
Dude, one of the bands I never knew would be on my list, Hail. So, we went to see Volbeat in fucking up at the casino, local to all of us, like fucking 10 minutes up the road. We had got to see them with Hailstorm. I was so slack-jawed listening to Lizzie sing live. She is so fucking good. Also, I didn't know Lizzie did shit with Guar.
What's that?
I didn't know Lizzie Hale did things with Guar.
Yeah.
But Exodus, big check off for me. Black Braid, big check off for me. Dark Funeral would be a big check off for me. One of my...
I've never seen Mayhem, and I'd love to see Mayhem.
I would love to see Mayhem. I know, like, there's a lot of controversy behind what it is, and I know Mayhem is considered a lot of noise. Here's another one. I don't care which version. I know Celtic Frost would never come back, but I know Triptychon plays Celtic Frost stuff because they're basically Celtic Frost without the basses. I would love to see them live. Actually, Bree bought me a limited edition pressing box set of Triptychon playing a couple of the Celtic Frost, like, ambient doom songs live. And, oh god, it is so good to listen to on vinyl. Celtic Frost has always been a huge inspiration for me in the darkness side of music. Like, one of the first songs I ever heard by Celtic Frost was Dying God Coming into Human Flesh. And it's such an abstract metal song for what it is. And not in a bad way. Like, if you're into Doom and you chase that, like, vintage Doom vibe, and you want something that's not Sabbath, Celtic Frost is where it's at. They have such a unique sound, and they brought... Honestly, I feel, to me, Celtic Frost was the pioneer of the ambience. And
Yeah. They also had good shows.
oh god, yeah. And here's the thing, and I didn't realize this until I became a guitarist. All of their shit is standard tuning. Minus Dying God, like their late...
There's like those big bar chords that sound lower.
Minus the Dying God Coming in the Human Flesh album, that was when they started down tuning, but that was really at the end of what it was, and the only reason why they stopped is because they felt like it wasn't right to go on with Celtic Frost without the basses. But Triptychon is basically Celtic Frost, and I fucking love them to this day. Like, that would be one I would take my Wayback Machine to go back and fucking sit in one of the, like, this bar only fits 30 people in fucking Switzerland or whatever, wherever they fucking play, just to be there. Oh, God.
Who else would be?
A band on my list that I don't ever care to hear live, which sucks because they played with fucking Biohazard, who I've always wanted to see live,
I've
Megadeth.
seen Biohazard. I want to see Megadeth just because I love their song, like Hangar 18 and stuff like that is so fucking good.
You're right.
Yeah.
But when you look at modern
But
Megadeth,
I don't want to hear them play any of their new shit. Like, if I could go see them play and they would just play the old classics, I'd be like, fuck yes.
all right. I mean, that's 100% valid. I don't. There's something about me that absolutely fucking hates Dave Mustaine, and I don't know if that's sinful as a guitarist. I don't know if I should look up to Dave Mustaine for any reason, but like, there's something to me that I'm like, man, Dave Mustaine is just not it. Like, if I had to compare people, like, guitarist-wise, I don't think people realize how good James Hetfield is at playing guitar. He plays shit. So I watched, like, an hour-long interview with Kirk Hammett, and one of the big things he brought up is the riff for Moth Into the Flame from Metallica. That was all written by James, and that, like, aggressive mute stop they do, Kirk can't play. And not knocking Kirk.
That's one of the best right hands in metal. Left hand, well, it's debatable.
Yeah.
But his right hand,
Yeah,
fantastic.
and he is super good at down pick muting in such a fucking aggressive way. And not knocking Kirk. I think people fucking underrate Kirk. Kirk is a fantastic guitarist outside of Metallica. Like, he is versed in a lot of genres. I think, personally, Metallica's held him back. If he'd gone elsewhere after his trip with Exodus, I think he would be tenfold better. But there's also a part of me who still wants one of the fucking Kirk Hammett Ouija guitars.
I would take a Ouija guitar. Those things are badass.
Fuck yeah. And
They started sucking when they didn't let him play solos anymore, and then he decided the wah pedal was the ultimate truth. And that's when it went down.
My friend Kyle had bought his purple wah, the newest limited edition one. And he had originally owned I guess like a standard, or no, he didn't own any of them. But I've noticed, like, I know they say it's specifically voiced from Kirk, but I haven't noticed the difference between Kirk's wah and any other wah pedal. Like, and I have no reason to buy a wah. Like, if I'm gonna run a wah,
Fractal, and I've never used it.
if I'm gonna run a wah, that's what I'm gonna use my head rush for. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the head rush for, like, those minor minuscule things that I don't feel like paying $300 for is worth it.
Yeah.
And I know I love my head rush, and it's great under limited capacities. For what Lucas is using his head rush for, just straight bass, not a lot of things going on, it's great. The problem with the head rush unit is it's super intuitive and it's awesome. If you overstack on top of it, the effects start to sound digital. And that's where I was like, I can't do that live. I'm not going to be that guy. I need to preserve sound, and that's when I started looking for something. Oh, sorry. Whew, that was a fucking wicked acid burn. That's when I started.
Nice.
That's when I started looking for something that could. Holy shit, that was loud. I started looking for something small that could bridge the gap, and I was looking at small, like, actual tube amps and stuff. And that's when I found the Blackstar Amp 3, and even the guys in Holdfast were like, man, that has, like, a really true, like, tube amp, saggy tone to it. And I was like, that's kind of what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I think
That's
you'll
my
like...
favorite.
I think you'll like the Blackstar, honestly, even compared to my head rush unit. It can be aggressive. Like, you start cranking that knob and bringing that gain up, it gets nasty. So, what I was playing for you guys last night, that was so Holdfast has a couple of songs that are, like, aggressively heavy. And I created that tone, but that was only like a 4 gain with boost, and it is super chuggy. Like, I've never been a fan of Blackstar stuff, but the Amp 3 is definitely a really good do-it-all tool. But you use Fractal, so
Depends on the band.
what do you use? So you're
And Simplify KSR.
the KSR sounds sick.
Yeah, that's why I use it in Symptoms.
Dude, fucking Carl's setup is such a, like, vintage style setup, but it sounds so good.
Well, that's what we always joke about, because he and I have, like, the complete opposite setups in Humanity Decade.
Do you find it hard to tone match him that way?
I don't try to tone match him.
Well, like, do you find it hard to get the tone right with him using more traditional older gear? Because, like, his boss gear is not new.
No, and I think that's why it works, because I get a tone in my mind that I want, and it sounds the way I want it to, and I don't care what he plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want our guitars to sound the same.
I think that's kind of what makes Humanity Decayed so goddamn good for me. I don't know about you guys. Like, you guys listen to Humanity Decayed, too. It's like the variety of tone. Humanity Decayed, for me, is a technical death metal, like, sonic orgasm. Like, there's so many tones and things going on that I'm like, oh, this is so good. Like, in live, it's even better.
So for the recording, Carl used his rig that he has, that he plays live.
Even though he has a fractal?
Even though he has a fractal. And I used my KSR, and only used the fractal for EQ, and a boost in the front and reverb. So the recording isn't even what I play live.
Live, I thought it was great. Like, I think, Lucas, was it you? Like, when they finished the set, I think it was you. It was either you or your brother. Were like, wow, they sound fucking fantastic live.
Yeah.
And it was noticeable. Like, There was so much guitar.
That's the thing. Like, we want to be able to play. There's so many bands that are like, I think like a lot of bands nowadays, because of the technology and everything that's out there, a lot of bands now, you can do a lot more than you used to be able to. And that's like the one thing, like, we want it to be, yes, a tech death band, but we want to be able to pull off the way that we sound on a recording live. You know, like, so we don't slow down. Like, a lot of bands nowadays will slow down their, like, they'll record at a slower tempo and speed it up so it sounds clean.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Metallica.
Wow.
They do that. They do that shit all the time.
But we didn't want to do that, so, like, because it's disingenuous to the fans to be like, oh yeah, so we sound like live when you don't actually sound like that live.
But
you
the
know?
thing is like, and I know you won't fucking say, you and Carl are fantastic guitarists. And you complement each other in such a...
different.
Yeah, you complement each other in such a different way. It's like two different styles of guitar playing clash in such a beautiful way. Like, sonically, Humanity Decayed, I think, is one of the best tech deck bands I've ever listened to, because it's not flat. It's not the same shit. Like, most tech deck bands, like, they try to tone match each other and be the same. I would put Humanity Decayed on the line of Luna's Call. Luna's Call is in that avant-garde style of metal, but their guitarists play such vastly different styles that you get this...
Well, and that's kind of what we go for. Like, Carl's a fantastic lead player. I can play lead. I can pick like a motherfucker, though, because I grew up listening...
Dude,
I grew up listening to, you know, Metallica.
Since I've been with you, I have developed such a good, like, down pick, up pick regimen. Like, I've got so good at strumming and picking pattern that I'm like, this is gonna be my strong suit on guitar.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not a bad thing. Like, I've spent, what, 2 hours with you, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
And it turned...
I didn't even yell at you.
No, you didn't. Which was surprising, because...
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because I learned quick and I was adapting quick, or like... Like, I don't
my
even...
friends are like, they're like, you don't want to take guitar lessons, Kevin.
You
He'll
didn't...
show you like 2 times, and then he'll just fucking yell at you when you don't get it.
But the thing is you didn't yell at me, and I don't think you showed me anything 3 times.
There you go, exactly.
You were just like, it's here, and I was like, here? And you're like, yeah. Or like, you would be playing it, and I would watch you play it, and I would just play it long, and you're like, that's what you want to do. And I'm like, okay. Like, from where I am from then till now, and even with the help of Rocksmith, there's a lot of stuff I can play. Like, I can play a shit ton of Municipal Waste songs now, which are hard as fuck. You need to have, like, the jack-off integrity of, like, a sex-driven maniac to play their shit. I don't know how the fuck they downpick everything the way they do, but... Like, I've learned so much just in that short lesson with you, and it wasn't much. It was just enough to get me learning the songs I needed to learn and get me in the right direction. Like, we spent maybe 30 minutes. You were like, this is C, this is G, here's F, here's B. Like, we did that little chord thing, and you were like, okay, it's an F. And I'm like, this? And you're like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like, once you learn the basics, then you can extrapolate that to the rest of the neck.
Like, the biggest thing is I still don't know open chords. I have a lot to learn when it comes to open chords and transitions and shit like that.
I'm playing the acoustic guitar, though.
There are going to become times where I will be playing acoustic guitars, unfortunately, but at the same time, the Breedlove guitars have a very, like, super close to electric neck, so I can still play barred chords and they ring out. Like, the Breedlove acoustic is the best thing I played since an Ibanez acoustic with the fucking 24 frets. Yeah. When I fucking one of these days, I'm just gonna have to be like, all right, Kevin, I'm gonna bring Bree over to play with your dogs, and I'll bring my Sun Valley shredder, and I'll bring my Fender and my gear setup. We'll just play guitar. You can teach me shit. Cause she wants to see your dog so bad. She was so pissed I sent her all the pictures. She's like, he has fluffy dogs. I'm like, yeah, they're fucking awesome too. They don't even bark.
She wanna bathe Luna?
She would. She would. She absolutely would.
She come over and bathe Luna anytime she wants.
One day I drove by. She's like, so where does Kevin live? I was like, here, I'll show you. I drove by. She was like, oh, he's rich. I'm like, I guess.
Have a good job.
I told her, I was like, I think his guitars may cost more than his house. I'm not quite sure, though.
Oh, they don't. They don't.
Dude, I
Easy.
fucking... so, the day after practice, like, learning with you, I came home and I talked to Lucas. And I was like, dude, he has so many guitars. Like, I was like, his entire guitar rack was full. There was guitars in cases. He's like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, yeah, and... Like, I walk in with my 2 fucking Schecters, like, oh, hardy-darty, like, look at my Schecters. Like, I was so happy when you played my Schecter the whole time. I was like, oh! I was like, he doesn't hate it.
I mean, a good playing guitar is a good playing guitar, you know? Like, it is what it is. I'm not a pretentious asshole.
Dude, I love that Omen. That Omen has been, like, the raw top one that you played versus the blue one has become my... second favorite guitar next to my Sun Valley Shredder.
Yeah.
It plays great. The neck feels great. I like the thin bodies. I'm learning for me, I really prefer like the Strat style thinner bodies. Something about a single cut in Les Pauls I'm just not a fan of. Though I would like to play what's his name's like higher end ESPs. I would like to know what they're all about.
That baritone they brought over plays like shit.
Does it?
I did not like it at all.
Because I know he has that, like, matte red fucking gorgeous ESP, and I'm like...
That one plays really nice, but the pickup's cut out now, so you fucked that one up somehow.
How do you...
Did one or two.
Bro, how do you fuck that up? That was like a brand new, not fucking played guitar.
No, that one he bought, and somebody else put the pickups in, so they're probably just have a wiring issue.
I will say I like his Alexis.
Yeah, those are nice.
The only thing I don't like about him is I think the top wing is a little too much.
Let's say this like a Rhodes.
Yeah, but the Rhodes wing isn't as extreme. The Alexis wings are like, boom! I think my no, I have to say my favorite guitar I played at Sneed Fest, and I was super sad I missed the last one. My favorite guitar I played was your OD. That thing was so good. I fucking love that guitar. Like, if I could do anything, like save enough money up to get something like that, I totally would. Like, oh my god, it played so well. It was super comfortable. It felt ergonomic in a good way. Like, I hate when people advertise, they're like, this guitar is ergonomic. And you're like, bro, this is just a dinky body with a fucking Les Paul neck on it. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, those play really. It plays really nice. Nobody actually brought the. There was some cool amps here last week, but nothing really cool in the guitar category.
See, I wanted to bring.
Jake brought his custom mayonnaise. It was pretty cool.
Dude, I've been seeing some mayonnaise guitars pop up on Reverb, and I'm like, God, these are gorgeous. But then I look at the money, and I look at the like radius and stats, and I'm like. My Fender, like, my Schecter fucking Omen has the same neck radius and, like, stats. Why would I give you $3,000 for this? What makes it worth $3,000? Give me a good reason other than body. It's worth $3,000. Like, it's a mahogany body, flame maple top, it's got a maple neck, it's a thin radius.
It's because of the choice woods that they use.
The quote-unquote tone woods.
No, just the pretty woods.
Do you have a favorite guitar in your collection, Kevin? Lucas, I'm not even going to ask you this. You only have one.
Hey. And it's a good one.
No, you did it right. You were like, I was like, hey, Lucas, here's a really good bass. You should probably look into it, and you got it, and I was not wrong.
Favorite guitar. It depends on what I'm playing and when it is. I've been really into the Black Machine lately, just because it has those mid output pickups, and it really sounds nice. And I really like the radius of that neck because it's a radius neck, similar to your Fender neck. So it's a rounded neck rather than a flat neck on the front, and it's just like it's really nice to play.
You didn't have the Black Machine when I was over. See, you have so much shit that, like, I feel like I just need to come.
That's the one that I traded the 8-string for.
You have so much shit where I'm like, fuck, I need to go to Kevin's house to figure out what type of guitar I actually like.
That's probably my guitar that's worth the most, just because you can't get them anymore.
All right, Lucas, do you have a favorite guitar out of my collection that you've seen, like, just visually, like you've looked at it and been like, God damn, that is a fucking nice guitar? Josh, same question to you. Do you have anything out of my collection where you looked at it and you're like, God damn, that's a nice guitar? Like, if I had to pick,
I'm accustomed to fucking blue, so
my Blue Omen, or is it the Omen or is it the Mark Holcomb? Because I got very lucky with my Holcomb. Everybody else who got the limited run of the Holcomb 7 didn't have as much blue. Mine is one of the few. I've noticed, Kevin, the bluer they are, the more they sell for. So I paid $1,200 for mine with a discount, but I could easily, with how blue it is, I could flip it on Reverb for like fucking $3,000, and I'm like, that's cool, but I'm not selling it.
That's cool.
Like, it's so weird. Like, they marketed it as having this specific color, but I guess because PRS didn't have enough of... I don't know. Like, some of them are really black and gray. Mine has a really defined blue radius, and for that, like, one, I have to give BCR a shout-out because they gave me a deal on that guitar. I bought it brand new, and you know as well as I do, Kevin, when you buy anything that PRS considers a 10-top for under $3,000... you're fucking, you're a lucky motherfucker. Like, and I don't know how PRS rates their 10 tops or how they do it. I notice anything out of the artist signature series that they rate 10 tops also have like stained necks. But I've also noticed if PRS makes an artist signature and the top is nicer than normal, they'll rate it as a 10 top as well. Which is super weird. Like, mine has, on the paperwork, it has a certificate of authenticity, and it's certified as a PRS 10 top, which somebody in the chat, I don't know if they got it, they were looking at a PRS 10 top. It was like gray and purple, and I was like, oh, that's so fucking nice.
Yeah, somebody was trading for one, yeah.
Like, I got that guitar for $1,200 because, one, VCR cut me a deal because I bought almost every guitar I own from them now, which I appreciate. Like, I bought that guitar at their cost, and I'm super happy to own it. And it's that one guitar in my collection that will never go anywhere. Like, you're gonna have to have a big offer, or
that's my boss.
Are they playing?
They're fighting.
Dude, your dogs are fucking adorable. Let them talk. My dogs normally always ruin the podcast, but Mom's sick, so they've been in bed all day.
Nice.
The only one who's not in bed is Mavis, my little one. She's sleeping on the couch. Because Dad is more important than Mom.
Yeah.
So, do you have that guitar, Kevin? Do you have a guitar where you're like, I would never let go of this no matter what anybody offered me?
I'll never let go of my last ball. Never going anywhere.
You told me you had it. I've never seen it or what it is. What is it? Is it Gold Top? Is it Tobacco Burst?
It's a Tobacco Burst.
Oh.
1982. 1982 Artisan Series.
Ooh, so it's nice and pretty, huh?
It's very pretty.
Do you use it for anything, or is it just like a novelty collection thing for you?
Oh, it's the thing rips. Like, we recorded the Symptoms album with it.
How is the tuning? Because I hear so much about like modern Gibsons not being able to keep tune.
It's fantastic.
The only thing I fucking Like, the Fender keeps tuned well, but I want to get locking tuners for it. I ordered them and Amazon lost them. I don't know how. Because I had bought a set of Fender black locking tuners based off of what's his name? Yeah, the guy who's not into guitars anymore. The Jake? I think it's Jake Trees.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, not into guitars anymore. I guess he got into guns. You can't be into two things at once.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta pick and choose.
Like,
Especially with the expensive
he didn't
hobbies.
he didn't even come to the second to last Sneed Fest either.
No, that was the one that he was like, we gotta do this.
Yeah, that was the one that it was his idea to do it. And you're like,
It was
"Really?"
his idea,
Yeah, you
we
can
were
do
like,
it then. And I'm like,
"Fuck."
all right, I'm in. And then he went to see, what's his name? The dude from Galactic Empire's, other band's show at Love Draft.
Yeah. So we kicked him out of the group. Except he was the moderator, so we really can't.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did the vote during Sneed Fest.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly haven't seen him post any. Like, what kind of guitars does he have? I haven't seen him post anything.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been weird lately. Ever since he got married, don't get married.
I have someone who supports my addictions under reasonable consequences. The rules are I can have it and afford it and still support the family. That's my rules. So doesn't open the world when you only make $800 to $900 a week, but you know there's a lot of guitars in that price range, even used, that are.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta stop buying guitars.
That's not gonna happen. I'm sure you've already been plotting to buy something else.
Yeah, I have. I'm looking at an Element guitars baritone.
See? Never gonna happen for you.
I mean, I don't drink much. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I buy guitars. That's what I do. That's what I like to do.
Just as equal as a destructive habit, so. Dude, they get expensive quick. Like, if you're looking for cool shit that's, like, either rare or custom or one-offs or... That's why I've been so... that Schecter I sent you. Like, I'm so tempted at that price point to get that and get it up and running just to have it. Because I feel like one day it's going to be worth more than even what he's selling it for. Like, the fact that Schecter has already verified that it is a real thing and a one-of-one in existence. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like,
That's pretty cool, yeah.
even if I didn't gig it, even if I, like, brought it to Sneed Fest and was like, here's a one-of-one Schecter you'll never play because it's actually a bass guitar, it would be it's just a conversation piece.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it's so reasonably priced, and it's been so hard, and it's like, I either get my custom build for Moon, or I fucking buy that guitar. That's where I am. And I've already tried to offer him 700. He won't go any lower, which respect
You asking for it?
750, 760, something like that.
I'm 725.
Yeah.
That's
And I-
good.
Like, that's a really good deal for a prototype one-of-one. Like, how do you even get your hands
Is that
on
a US?
I'm not sure how it's made. All Schecter recognized as the serial number is legit. It is a legit prototype. That guitar format became a bass. And as far as Schecter knows in their inventory, that is the only one that exists with the serial number.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's like... I mean, I would imagine it would have had to have been made in the U.S. if it's a prototype. I would imagine they wouldn't have Indonesia design their guitars and build them and
Do
send
they
them.
have a Japanese shop?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That would be the other place that they would make it. Yeah, they probably wouldn't have it made in an Asian shop though. That would be stupid.
The only thing made in Japan is Schecter's PT Classic Modern style. So it's like their telly with 2 humbuckers. And the Schecter's and the Schecter C6 Pro Floyd Rose variant is made in Japan. Oh, and the Avenger series, so anything from Sinister Gates. So they make 3 in Japan? Not sure why. Maybe wood choices. I don't know. Yeah, Schecter didn't give me that much detail. They just acknowledged the fact that it exists and that there's not a lot of them, and well, obviously not if it's a 101. And that, like, if you look at the pictures, you could tell it was a prototype guitar. Like, they didn't give a shit if the stain got on the neck or anything. They were just like, yeah, we're going to test this. Like, how does it make it into circulation? That's my question. Like,
sometimes it's the person that works there, you know?
I didn't think about that. Yeah, like, he worked there, and it was his project, or, like, he was the last person to touch it, and they're like, hey, if you want it, you can have it.
Exactly.
Because if you look up that body style, they are all basses. All of them. They are 4, 5, and 6-string bass style guitars. I found one super early baseball era Schecter in that body style 6-string in gloss black. And it's modern era. It's running the same pickups as my Omens. It's running the Avenger pickup setup and all that shit. So, like, I think it's 2017. So it's recent, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, man, oh god, I want to fucking get it so bad.
Josh,
What?
you took my head off.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't see a green diamond. Free game at that point.
So that's the one
that
guitar
is-
right now, Kevin, that I'm like, fuck, I want it so bad. But it's either I go custom, or I stay like this fucking Schecter library I am and just add another Schecter to my inventory, put it in a case, and never touch it.
I mean, it's not just a Schecter, though.
I mean,
That's the difference. It's not just another Schecter. That is a one-of-one. Not one-of-one non-custom shop.
yeah,
And
like,
those are cool, like, 101.
it has such a cool style to it. Like, the body style of that bass, I've loved. And it's
Ask
like,
Carl, because he has, like, a ton of weird one-off Schecters.
they're just, no, I'm not sending it to him. He'll buy it.
No, and he would be able to tell you if they actually increase the value or not. That's what I'm saying.
Because I know he has a lot of early era 7-string. What else does he have?
He has some weird shit.
Like, I think,
He's got weird one-offs.
like, 1, I think the raw stain is fucking sick. 2, it's a body style that's not attached to the fucking goddamn ugly Sinister Gates.
But it doesn't have a Monster Energy anything on it.
And I think the fucking stain look, like the super raw, like they stained it and just sanded it down and it is what it is. I know it has Schecter's Hipshot bridge on it. Schecter Apocalypse, like matching headstock, which is a nice little additive. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna fucking buy it so bad. So fucking bad. And it's ash, so, like, ash is a good wood. Like, even if it was lefty, I would buy it just to be like, I have this. It's mine. There hasn't been a lot out there. There's been, that Ibanez or Jackson, there was, like, a purple and gold, I think it's Jackson, like a soloist SQL9 or whatever that I really liked. But I haven't been able to find one at a price point that I felt was right. Because I played it at BCR, and that one was fucking banged up. Like, whoever owned that didn't give a fuck about it. And it played nice, but I didn't feel like it felt $2,000 nice.
Yeah.
It felt like $700-800 nice at best, like off the factory floor. But that's just me. Like, I would play it all the time, undoubtedly. I have a hard time, and I don't know about, well, most of your stuff is unfloyded. I've become more comfortable playing with a Floyd bridge or a Trem bridge than I have a standard.
Oh, they're very comfortable. My favorite bridge is the one that's on the guitar I'm around right now, which is the Ibanez Low Pro Edge.
That's Floyded, right?
Yeah.
Like,
This Ibanez version of it is super low profile.
and it just, they feel more comfortable to, like, palm mute on in Chug. Like, I know a lot of people are like, if you palm mute too hard, I've never had that issue. I've never pushed down hard to the point where I started bending the strings out. Like, I just find them comfortable to mute, comfortable to play. I like that I can get I can get farther back on it when playing too. Versus like my Fender Strat, I have to play kind of up above the middle like the middle neck pickup position, so I don't accidentally fucking like turn a volume knob down.
Well, the other thing you do with them, what makes a world of difference, is you get a brass block for it, and they ring so much more.
So I've been like, I want to black out the Fender minus the neck, and I've been so fucking tempted to get a black Goto with a brass block.
I wouldn't pay the extra for a Goto brass block just because you never see it. It's in the back. Let me just 2 shits.
Like, I don't know. There's so many things I've thought about doing with the Fender, like, bridge-wise. Like, I would love to totally black it out. Like, just black hardware, have my fucking stainless frets, the maple neck, and then, like, the fucking trem system be black, and the bridge be black, and all of that. I was like, God damn, that is... Once I put the black and gray pickguard on it last night, I was like, yeah, this is... Whoever owned it before me, definitely one was a smoker. It may not... So the guy I bought it from, he said he's the second owner. So the guy before him was a smoker. It has a burn mark on it, like a cigarette ash got stuck on it and burned the paint. But you can't see it unless you deliberately fucking shine a light on it. And the white pick guard and pickups are not white. And it should be white, because none of the Mexican series had black and cream. The cream color is specifically reserved for Squire and American series, so it should have been white. And when I took the pick guard off, underneath of it, where it wasn't in contact with cigarette smoke, was white. But once I put the black and gray pick guard on with the black EMG pickups, I was like, God damn, this guitar looks sick. And it's the only black guitar I own. I've been staying away from black guitars because I know what they look like after 5 minutes.
Yeah, like even this Prestige, just for playing it for a few days, like, for 2 days, I've already worn a gloss spot into it.
Yeah, you're like, man, it'd be really nice if this didn't have my fingerprints all over it and this rub spot from me playing it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with, like, the satin, the satin black. They get glossy after a while because your fingers rub on it.
Well, and Fender's paint has never been good. The reason why Fender has the fucking, like, patinaed fucking series is because their paint sucks so bad that they just fucking destroy. They're like, the paint's bad on this one. Destroyed the paint at the factory, and now we can charge $5 grand. Yeah, now we can charge $5 because it's relicked. Like, Fender's paint, like, as soon as Bree was like, hey, I noticed there's some crackling in the paint, I looked it up, and the first thing that came up on Google, because she went to do the trade for me, I was at work, was a notorious problem with Fender guitars, Mexican and American, having paint crackling issues on guitars, period. From, like, the dawn of time till now. I'm like, shit, they haven't even tried to fix it. They were just like, eh.
They use that thick-ass fucking, what is it, nitrocellulose too, or whatever?
Yep.
It's like,
Like
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, look, if it's that bad, I'm just gonna get some sandpaper and my sander, and I'm gonna relic it myself. And you know, I was like, and the funny part is, if I throw these pickups in and relic it and don't like it, I can just tell somebody I want $6 grand for it, and they'll buy it because it's a relic. She's like, really? And I started showing her the prices of even like relic fucking Squires. She's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. People like their guitar to look like shit. I don't. Like, if it's gonna have wear, it better be because I fucking did it.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't need, like, it doesn't need to be reliced because I choose it that way. Like, I wouldn't wear the guitar the way they wear it. It's insane. Like, Lucas and Josh, if you go look up any relic Fender guitar, doesn't matter what the model is, it doesn't matter what the model is. If you throw that word relic in front of it, people are like, I want $2 grand for it. You're like, bro, this is a $120 fucking Squire from Guitar Center. $2 grand, I reliced it, and it will sell. Whether it's a relic Telecaster, a relic Jaguar, it could be a relic fucking Strat. It doesn't matter. You say it's relic, people are like, oh, my penis is hard. And like, so Kevin, your Gibson's from the 80s?
Yeah.
Is it relict? Is it beat up?
I mean, it looks old.
Yeah, but does it look like a relic guitar?
No, it just looks like somebody played it for 30 years.
Exactly. I think relic guitars are fucking extreme.
The only ones that look awesome, and they cost so much goddamn money, are the Suhr. S-U-H-R.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. They're fucking insane.
They look so nice. Like, I love their heavy relic guitars because they look so good. I would love to buy one, but I don't love to buy them $4,000. Love to buy them.
You don't love to buy a beat-up $4,000 guitar? Intentionally beat
Dude,
up?
I bet you it plays like an animal. Like, I bet you they're fantastic.
Who can we convince in the guitar group to buy one so you can try one?
Big Zellers.
Is that who I'm buying the pedal from?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that's who I'm buying the pedal from. $200 pedal for $100. Sign me the fuck up. It's probably not beat. Oh shit! It's me. It's me. It's me. Sorry.
What's that?
I fucking accidentally shot Josh or Lucas in the face in this game a lot.
Yeah, I'm using the FAO right now. Reaction clicking kicked in. My bad. Because I know you definitely were not that much health either.
No, I just got out of a gunfight.
Well, at least he probably didn't take his head off.
No, he did.
I quick scoped you, just to be fair. I couldn't see it with green diamond. Alright. I just got mapped by a shotgun. Uh-oh.
Hey, you complained about that in your review of the game.
No, I'm buying that pedal off of Matt. Is his last name Zone?
Oh, Matt Patanga. Yeah. So he has a Fortin Meshuggah amp.
Oh.
He spent, I don't know, $6,500 on it, and then we realized that my Seriatone Gargoyle clone, which is a clone of that I spent $800 on used,
That's
sounds exactly the same.
What's the new head unit you just got? Because you posted
That's the Seriatone.
Is it?
The one that looks like a Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Seriatone Gargoyle.
Because you posted a video of it in chat. I was like, God damn, that sounds good.
That's the one that's like, it's a Fortin Meshuggah clone. It sounds so good. I think I spent $800 on that.
I
It
mean,
sounds fantastic.
dude, head units, like, head units are so fucking expensive. That's kind of why, like, so I bought the Black Star, right? The Black Star Amp 3. It's a modeling amp, and it models, it models tube amps, but that cost me $300. I couldn't touch a decent tube amp at that price.
No, you can't.
So like
The
that
difference is at volume is where you'll notice a big difference. Like even the fractal, like I have the solid state matrix. When I play it through the tube boogie head, it sounds so much better.
Is that what you normally play it through?
Yeah, I don't really play it through the tube one, but it blew up, so I had to get it fixed. So I got to put it back in the rack. The other beauty of a tube amp is you can fix them. If your solid state amp blows, you're fucked. You buy a new one.
I have fucking yet to run my Black Star through. Yeah, I have to come to your place and run my Black Star through one of your cabinets at 100 watts. I would love to fucking hear that, cause I know it's set wattage in its digital format.
Yeah, we could do that.
But it will power, so I can power 0 watt, 25 watt, or 100 watts out of the amp through selection.
Well, my cabinets are... My lowest wattage cabinet's 240 watts.
Jesus Christ, Kevin.
I have 5 of them.
No shit, I've seen the pictures you've been posting lately. You're
Well, I bought a new one. I bought that Mesa from Austin. Because I had 5 heads and 4 cabinets, and that doesn't work mathematically.
what
I
the fuck?
mean, if you just think about it, it could.
What the fuck?
No, it can't.
What the fuck? What? You posted a
Just
picture
wire
not
something.
like last month. You were like, I think it was for Thanksgiving. It was like 2 months
Yeah.
ago. You're like a picture of the family, and it was just all of your cabinets and heads along the wall.
Yeah, but one of them was on top of the other one, so it doesn't work.
Well, get on that.
And then what I did, I bought a Mesa Boogie 412 from Austin for $400.
I'll buy it from you for $350.
No, I could probably turn around and sell it for $7.
Well, fuck you. I already know how much you paid for it. You either break even.
But that's like that orange cabinet that I bought from Ray for $300.
Dude, why does everybody in the guitar group sell everything for so cheap? Like, the dude I'm buying this pedal off of could easily flip it for the same price they are new. I've seen used ones selling for new prices. He's like $100.
Because we're going to people we know, and he's probably not using it, so he'd probably rather it go to somebody who's going to use it that he knows. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of stuff, I have like 15 HM2 clones. If somebody was like, "Dude, I'll give you $100 for one of them," I'd probably be like, "Okay, cool."
Which one am I not using?
Right, exactly. Well, that's just it. Like, you can't use them all at once.
Bro,
I mean,
use
I have another head coming. It'll be here in like May or April.
You need to get yourself the fucking KMA Machines Guardian of the Worm. Like, I know you've been hooked on the Medusa, but the KMA has it tone to tone, its standard HM2 sounds exactly like an HM2, but when you switch it to their modes and start playing with it, it is totally unlocked. It's like an HM2 on steroids. You can be like, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want it to have this tone. And it's just going to be like, okay, flip this knob, move these sliders, and have fucking fun with it. Like, I regret selling it. I needed fucking money at that time. I wish I still fucking had mine. That pedal is fucking ballistic. It is an HM2 with so much unlockability. It's insane. And on top of that, it has the gate built in. And you could either use the gate or not use the gate. But the gate is so good on that fucking thing. You can run the gate at 50%, take the HM2, turn everything up to 100%, and it will still make sure.
Yeah, that's how the Medusa is. That thing's gate is nasty.
Like, it doesn't let any buzz happen. It's like, what is buzz? Do you want a buzz?
Yeah.
Do you want 60 cycle hum? Get out of here.
What I really like about the Medusa is that it's got the blend knob on it. So you could run it like full
Yep.
bore HM2, but you can blend it.
Yep.
So
The
you
Guardian,
just,
the
you
Guardian does the same thing. It has a
Yeah,
blend
so you
knob
just
that you
can-
can blend the tone.
Yeah, so you could just put a little bit of it into your amp.
Yep. Yeah.
So I use it as more of a boost than an overdrive.
That's how I use
Like,
That's how I use my KMA. I use it as a boost with a noise gate to cut out some of the 60 cycle hum, which was fucking. But there was times where like I had full chainsawed the shit out of it just for shits and giggles. It don't care. It's just like, oh, you want to run wide open? Cool, let's do it. Dude, fucking pedals are so expensive, though. Like, I've been trying to build more pedals for my ambient shit I need for other bands and other projects, and, like, I find things I like. Like, I found a really cool, like, drone pedal that allows, like, droning at the key of the note. I can't...
Well, that's like eventually you gotta look at it and say, okay, do I want to buy 17 pedals at $100 a piece, or do I want to take the plunge and buy like a fractal? You can get the little board, like the FM3, you can get for like $700, $800, you know. And that's what like not kidding. Like there's a point that it makes sense just to buy the full blown dumbassery, you know. Just go full idiot at some point.
Like, but would the HM3 work with my Black Star and my Head Rush? Like, could I run them all in the
The
same
FM3, yeah, you can run the FM3. You'd run it in like a 4 cable method. Just like I recorded, you know, Symptoms for Humanity Decayed with.
Because the main thing I would use it for is just to have extra pedals. Like, not to run it as an amp, but to run it as basically like, these pedals are attached to this. This is what they are. This is this pedal. This is this pedal.
Yeah,
this is
you
this pedal.
would run your guitar. What you do is you run your guitar into the pedal, and then if you want to gate the front end or something like that, you can gate the front end. Then you run the pedal into the input of the amp, and then you run the output of the effects loop back into the fractal, and then you run the fractal back into the amp, and then you run your amp to your cabinet. But that way you can run both effects in the front end and the back end of the amp. So if you want your delay, you can set delay and the modulation in the back of the amp. Or if you want an EQ or a compressor or a noise gate in the front end, you can do that too.
See,
But the 4K
I need to figure out something. So, running my current setup, the Black Star, I have my Ledges reverb, and then I have my Head Rush running through the effects loop, which is running like, it's running my volume pedal so I can shut my amp off in between songs or whatever. I need to figure out, so the gate that I have on is not killing the hum of the Seymour Duncan distortion. And I need to figure out...
So, yeah, you need like an intelligent gate that you can gate the front and the back.
And I don't know if I'm going to have that option running that through the effects loop.
No, you want to gate, that's why I was making, like the fractal, you can do that, where you can gate the front and the back at the same time.
Okay, so that makes more sense. Yeah, because there's like a lot. I don't know how to build a pedal board or what order things should be in or any
It's
of
the
that
same as
shit.
like the Zool, where you run where you run an effects loop at a 4 cable or a noise gate in the 4 cable method. Any good gate would do that. You could do it with like that GupTech Gold that I have. You could run it in the 4 cable method where you run the one at the front end, and then you run the output of that, and it'll gate the front end, and then you run another signal out of the effects loop into the back end of it, and it gates both of them at once.
See, I didn't know I could run things between my effects loop in and out. Because right
You can run.
now the Head Rush is just straight into the effects loop of the Black Star, and then my Legends.
Yeah, I'll Google it and see if you can, just Google, Head Rush Force cable method and see if it'll do it. I don't know, I'd have to look it up. I've never really looked at that, but I would assume it can do it. If you have an in and out and effects, and then an effects in and out, you can run it in the 4 cable method.
So I have an in and out and effects in and out on the back of the Black Star.
You have that on the Head Rush?
I have an in for the Head Rush and fuck, I would have I can look at it in a second. Cause I got tired of carrying all my pedals separately, so I just bought a nice big it's a Gator plywood, like, pedal board with case, but it only cost me 150 bucks, so I can't complain, and it fits my amp and head unit, everything in one. Because that's the one thing, like, a lot of the smaller boards wouldn't fit my actual amp and the head rush.
Yeah.
So, on the back of the head rush, Kevin, I have one input for guitar in. I have double on the effects loop, and because it runs stereo, there are 2 outs, a left and right out. I also have MIDI in and out, an auxiliary in and out, and a USB in and out.
So you should be able to do it, because I'm sure one of those outs is a mono out.
Yep, the right side out is mono out to run your guitar in mono, and if you double out with 1/4 inch, you can stereo out. Or you can stereo out through XLR.
Yeah, so you could run it in a 4 cable method.
Noted. Noted. See? You guys have way more knowledge than me. A year of playing guitar, and I know barely shit. If there's one thing I can tell somebody playing guitar, and they're like, oh, I only started a few months ago, just keep fucking playing your guitar, and you'll figure the rest of that shit out when you get down there. Because there is so much to learn. Like, even when people are like, just learn the basics literally hardly scratch the surface of playing guitar.
Yeah.
That's like, I have no idea how it works.
Like, so there's a song for Hold Fast that I need to learn a climb down for, and it's Pour Me Grog. And the only thing Dave told me was it's D natural minor descending scale. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Who was your friend?
Yeah, I looked that up, but Google was like, yeah, these are it, and none of them were the bar chords I know.
Oh. Bring it over, I'll listen to it and figure it out.
Yeah, I'll get there. There's just so much to learn. Like, the lesson with you was barely even, like, a glancing blow into what it's like to play guitar.
You just gotta buy more guitars, that's the key thing.
Just keep buying guitars and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I have guitars I like. That's the most important part.
Yeah, I like to buy guitars. It's my one hobby.
Hey, good to have one hobby at least.
That's right.
Even if you have to wait a year to 2 years to get your custom guitar delivered, it will be fulfilling once it gets there.
I have a decent job.
Yeah, way better than fucking what we have.
It allows me to...
We work at UPS, bro. We don't make that much money.
Yeah.
I make $800 to $900 a week. I could not afford what you have with a fucking mortgage payment. As much as I would love to, like, just to splurge on that one-off Schecter. I'm like, oh man, it would be great, but fuck me. So it'll be a little more than that, because if I bought it and paid for shipping, the other thing I have to do is also buy it a new nut, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Because he has obnoxiously, unnecessarily thick strings on that fucking thing.
Probably because it's a bass, and he was like, "It's a guitar, but I'm gonna play it like a bass."
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a part of me that I'm like, yeah, I would fucking love to not have to buy it a nut, but you're gonna need a nut. And I don't know, like, I guess when you buy a nut, you gotta take it to somebody, and they gotta do all the fucking filing for your strings and all kinds of shit. And Because a lot of the stuff I play is in standard. Hell, most of the cremation stuff is in standard. It just sounds heavy because of distortion effects and all kinds of fun things.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna hop out of here.
deuces.
Deuces.
Adios.
Yeah, there's just so much fucking... I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that much. Maybe like, I don't know, what's a Graphtech nut cost? $100?
But the problem with that is getting somebody to shave it and cut it right.
Yeah, because I guess nuts don't come in a standard,
Well, they come as a square block, unless you get one of those ones that's like, oh, who makes them? The Tusk ones are like fitted. I think it's Tusk. Somebody makes a fitted one.
I mean, unless you have a Floyd Rose, then they're all the fucking same.
And they're all the same, yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
there's a part of me that's like super tempted, and I'm like, yeah, I want to fucking get this, but then I know I'm gonna have to get it back up to normal because the person who owned this guitar before me is a fucking monster.
yeah.
And I don't know that Mario does nuts, or I would just get a fucking nut.
I
And be
don't
like,
think he does. I think that's above his pay grade.
so I'd have to get the nut set up and then take it to Mario and be like, okay, man, this was set for whatever fucking whack-ass tuning. Can you fix it?
Yeah.
Dude, no matter how much work I send to Mario, he's like, hey, man, $40. I'm like, are you sure you only want $40 for it?
Yeah, he took the Floyd off and everything and rubbed it down. I was like, you want anything? He's like, whatever. And I was like, there's like $30 that I have in my wallet. I'm gonna make you take this. And I bought him dinner, so.
Dude, I've only ever fucking, like, all of my guitars have needed shimmed. He has shimmed all of my guitars, lowered all the heights,
Yeah,
and
most guitars need stems.
I've only ever given him $40. And I'm like, bro, I don't feel like I'm paying you enough money for the work. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to complain because, like, yeah, I appreciate it, but like, I also don't feel like I'm paying you enough money to be doing this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. The only guitar I work on setting up on my own is the fucking, is my headless, but it's a cheap guitar, and I don't have to fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
But there's, like, I wish I knew what the fuck Mario does and how to do it so I can do it myself and not even spend the $40, but 40 is well better than 120.
Yeah, like I could set him up, but not as well as he can. Like I wouldn't want to take a neck off and shim it like he does.
Like, so I have a custom plate coming for the Fender
Yeah.
that I had made, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to give this to Mario, and when I give it to Mario, I better give...
You should be able to pop that off and pop it back on, and it shouldn't screw anything up.
So basically what? Detune my strings, unscrew it, and screw it all back in?
Yep.
I had, the new Holdfast logo is like an anchor with a rope wrapped around it. So,
Okay.
I found a guy on Reverb that does custom CNC'd ones, and he has that style. So I was like, bro, I could use one of these in silver. And he's like, yeah, I gotta CNC him, but he already shipped it. I'm like, god damn. Okay, fucking bet. Dude, I have custom picks coming already. Like,
That's cool.
I'm excited about them. So they're the Holdfast Anchor logo, but I did them in my style. I picked the company they use. I picked their closest thing to a Flow, and then because I love purple, so half the pick will have their logo on it, and the other half of the pick will be purple. I'm like, yeah.
That's cool.
I'm a little. I think they work with. So I told them what I wanted. I think they work with like Pick World.
Okay.
So the design, like, it was $66 for 150 picks. And I'm like, fucking bet.
Yeah.
I don't. What diameter do you, or what thickness do you play?
I usually use I've been playing the Flow, either the 73s or the 88s.
Yeah, I used between those. They didn't have an 88, so I went like. I'll look at my order real quick and tell you what it is because I'm waiting for it to ship. They're the same stuff as like the same. Oh no, they're Delrin, so. Boop, boop, boop. Come in here. Because they call them the Project X because obviously they can't name them Flow.
Yeah.
I just don't like the standard style. I can use Jazz 3s. I think they're comfortable, but they're a little too tiny. So I got, on Project X, I got the purple Delrin, and my size is... so, yeah, I got 150 for 70 bucks, and I got a 1.14.
Oh, okay.
So, because apparently the Delrin flexes a little more than whatever
Yeah,
the old...
yeah, it's a little flexible. Yep.
So, apparently the 1.14 in Delrin is the same as the 0.88 in the Ultex material, so we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes. If not, I'll shred through them and fucking throw a bunch of them off stage
Yeah.
and start over.
I mean, mine, I shred through my picks like nobody's business.
I do too, and it's mainly because there's so much fast, like, alternate picking things I gotta do with the punk
Yeah.
rock shit that I go through them so quick. Like, I can take a flow out. I can take a flow out and go through like a 4-hour. So we practice 3 to 4 hours on a Wednesday. That pick is garbage by the time I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And I don't even... my strings are probably lighter than you. What do you use? I use 10 to 46. That's my go-to, like...
Yeah, on my 6s, I think I have a 10 to 52.
Jesus Christ!
And then on my 7s, I think... hold on, I can tell you real quick. Hold on.
We ain't going anywhere. Me and Josh ain't gonna be in bed for like another fucking 4 hours.
I'm getting tired, I'm old.
Bro, I'm just watching fucking YouTube at this point.
My 7... Nope. Yep.